Before we get into tonight's show, I want you to picture something. Our nation was founded with high ideals. But from day one, the cracks have been there. Corruption, injustice, backroom deals. And the thing is, it hasn't gone away. In fact, it's gotten louder, it's gotten bolder, it's gotten even harder to ignore. Tonight, while we try to keep our Jenga towers standing, we're going to talk about how the rot set in early, how it's grown, and why a distracted, divided, and drifting nation is the perfect place for it to spread. That said, let's roll the theme. Pastor Peter, welcome to episode 8 of Underground Pulpit Podcast. If you've been with us since the beginning, you know that we've gone through a lot of phases. We started talking about revival and tearing down idols and those kind of things, and we want to kind of veer away from that a little bit and talk about some of the things that have really been bothering us. I'm here again, as usual, with my friends Carla and Adam, and I don't know, we're going to talk about corruption in our government, but I think we're going to go back and talk about how it started that way, and it really hasn't gotten any better. What are you guys' thoughts about this just at the beginning?
Honestly, power and greed can be an awful thing, and I think that's the root of a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a more malevolent spirit at work, causing that power hungry, that greed, that need for domination.
Mm-hmm.
And it all makes sense if you think about it like, okay, there is a force out there that wants nothing more than to destroy every human being and ruin them. And then it all makes sense. Everything that's happened in the past, it all makes sense.
Right. If you come down to that, you're right. It really does kind of all come down to that, doesn't it? But on the other hand, it still requires people to do the wrong thing, I think, to make a lot of that happen. Right? He doesn't have a lot. He can't just come in and kill us or murder us or these things. It takes cooperation from us. And I think that we see that we've been cooperating a lot longer than we think. Mm-hmm. This goes way back to the very beginning of our nation. I was surprised when I was starting to do some research on this. I mean, it's obviously I'm a student of history, and you know I was aware of some of these things. But you look deeper into it, it's like there's some really troubling. I don't know if troubling is the right word, but things that happened that are just I don't know. It's hard to justify. You know, other than to say that was just wickedness. You know, just wickedness, just greed. I mean, even going back, we'll see the first thing I want to talk about when we go through this is that George Washington gets involved in this. You know, who thought that somebody like George Washington would get involved in something like this? Now, I don't think the particular story we're going to talk about is him necessarily being corrupt, but he's definitely being influenced by some corrupt people or some corrupt ideas. Mm-hmm. You know, so what are some early examples of corruption that you guys might think about in our government? Who's going to go first on the Jenga tower?
I'll go first.
Ladies first? All right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I think we have this.
Why is it that I have this fable in my head about George Washington cutting down a tree and him saying, "Oh, I cannot tell a lie"?
That's an old fable about George Washington about when he was a boy, and his father asked him, you know, George, did you cut down the cherry tree? And I got to put him back on top.
Yeah,
I haven't played this game for a long time. So.
Yeah, you put them back on top.
Oh man, that makes.
I think you're only supposed to use one hand. I used two.
Oh, all right.
From now on.
So that's like the first propaganda, right?
Basically, yeah, whether that was true
This
or not, I
guy
don't
will
know.
never lie to you.
Yeah.
I already know you're going to win.
How do you know that? Does he always win? He
I'm
won everything
drinking
last week.
caffeine.
I don't know if I can reach that thing from here. My arms are too short.
Ah,
Oh my gosh.
my strategy.
What's your strategy? Just let's keep Pastor from doing this because his arms are too short. Oh, there we go. I can't even reach the other side.
Do you want to push it this way more?
Yeah.
No. I mean,
Push it back in.
Before it gets all crazy.
No.
Oh, there- okay, now I can reach it better. Yeah.
There you go.
All right. So where was I pushing this one or this one?
I just don't know if the camera's. We'll
It's
see.
still topless.
No, it wasn't before. It's probably on it now.
Okay.
Um,
So you think about it.
goals.
When the nation first started, we had just fought a war, right? And what comes out of war a lot of times?
Profit,
Or what's the opposite of profit?
loss, death.
Debt, right? We had a lot of debt, and I hadn't really thought about that. The nation at the end of the revolution, and after they had come together and written the Constitution and all those things, was $70 million in debt.
Wow.
That's a lot. You think about you never hear about numbers like that in that time frame. It's always pennies and cents, and maybe $1 here or $1 there. Well, they were $70 million in debt.
It's a lot.
Who did they owe? Who did they owe?
I don't know. That's a good question. Probably the French, the Germans, whoever they could borrow money from. Maybe they borrowed it from private investors. I don't know. Somebody, right? But so they decided that they were going to. Raise money because they didn't have income taxes or anything like that. So they were going to raise money by taxing whiskey, right? So this started way back at the right around 1790, 1795, right in that area, right? But the problem was that there were two different kinds of whiskey distillers. There was the big East Coast whiskey distillers in New York and Boston and places like that, who had these giant distilleries and they were distilling mega batches. And then there were the farmers in places like Pennsylvania who would grow grain, but because of the way that transportation was, they couldn't get all of their grain to market. So their excess grain they would turn into whiskey.
Kentucky.
Right. Well, Kentucky wasn't a state at that point.
Oh, well, it should have been.
So we're talking Pennsylvania, Carolina, places like that, right?
Okay.
Where they were growing grain. But the tax turned out to be unfair because the big distillers went to the Congress and said, hey, give us a better deal. We'll help you out, right? So the farmers in Pennsylvania didn't think that was fair, so they started their own rebellion. It's called the Whiskey Rebellion, right? And the problem was the tax really wasn't fair. They really were giving an unfair advantage to the big distillers on the East Coast, in New York and Boston and those places. And this particular rebellion, at such an early stage in the Republic, threatened the actual existence of the Republic. So George Washington took 13,000 troops. Think about that for a second. That's the biggest army he commanded anytime he was president. And he marched on Pennsylvania, right? All to protect the profits of some big East Coast whiskey distillers.
All for profit?
All for profits.
Wow.
Yeah. They were charging by the East Coast whiskey distillers got charged a flat fee. They said, this is my turn.
I know. I was like, I don't think.
You can go if you want.
No, I'm good.
And this is after they got millions of dollars into debt.
Yes, this tax was to help pay off the war debt.
Right, so the ends justified their means to get out of the
Right.
shadow of
It's not
the evil people
necessarily
that owned
the
them.
tax itself was a bad idea, but the way they implemented it was unfair. the East Coast whiskey distillers got a flat rate. You're going to pay this much tax no matter how much whiskey you make, right? The farmers in Pennsylvania, and Pennsylvania was the main place this happened, they were paying by the gallon. So their tax per gallon was enormously higher than the tax that they were paying in these big distillers. And so they couldn't be competitive in their pricing, or they couldn't make a good profit on their grain. So they rebelled. And then Washington marched on them and they just dispersed. They didn't have a chance, right, against 13,000 armed troops. And I thought, man, that's a terrible story if you think about it. These poor guys, they're just trying to make a living. And George Washington himself goes out there and marches on them and kind of crushes their rebellion before it even gets a chance to even say what it wanted to say. I can't see what I'm
You're
doing.
pulling another one out.
Can I do that?
No, I think you have to stack them in order.
Yeah.
You do? Okay.
Can you see the camera on the other side of that, or no?
Yeah.
To adjust it?
Yeah.
Can? I was gonna say maybe we need to.
It was in there.
So you can see the whole thing.
That's
That's
all
fine.
better?
I'm just watching on Twitch and you can't
Okay.
really see the whole thing on
Okay.
All right.
Twitch. It's my turn.
Yep.
Yay.
Why would they? I understand they were doing it for profit, the unfair, lopsided taxing. But would they have done that if they didn't owe so much money?
I don't know. Probably not. They probably would have, I mean, if you think about where the revolution came from, it came out of, it was a tax revolt to begin with, right? So, these guys didn't want to pay, their stamp taxes and their tea taxes and whatever other taxes,
Right.
that was going on. So they said, no, we're done with you. No taxation without representation, right?
And then they go and do the same thing right after.
Right. I don't know if it was quite the same thing. I mean, they were represented. They just made a dirty deal, right? To make the farmers pay a higher tax rate than the big distillers, than these big, factory distilleries.
Maybe it's those people that they owed money to.
Could be, yeah. Wouldn't surprise me.
I don't know how many times in the Bible it talks about usury. How it's evil, it's sin. Even 1/100th, so 1% interest is evil. Jesus himself says it's evil. This is why. Because now they own you. You're now a slave on your own volition. You've given them the rights to your decision making. That's why it's evil.
And this makes me think of the brick kilns in Pakistan,
Pakistan,
right?
yeah.
Where the family has to pay the debt by working for
Right.
pretty much forever, and then it's generational, right?
Yeah,
Like
it gets passed on.
they're-
Yeah.
if they don't pay off their debt in their lifetime, their kids have
The
to,
debt goes to their children,
and
right?
they have to work. Oh, that's awful.
Yeah.
Or if they have student loan debts that they're barely ever going to be
yeah.
able to pay off, and then their company goes a certain way politically, and even if it's against their upbringing, they have to go along with it because if they lose their job, they can't pay off their loans,
Right.
and they'll never be free.
Yeah. Some things don't change, huh? Why do you think this corruption just started so early? I mean, other than obviously the debt, but why did they make this such a, why do you think it was such a dirty deal?
Greed.
You think it was greed, dude?
An evil influence making you lose control, Like, it's too tempting.
I think that they were getting pressed. I have no idea. I've not studied this at all,
Right.
right?
As far as history goes,
I have
oh my
not
gosh.
even looked.
But we can
that
speculate.
But I mean, it's all the same story. There's nothing new under the sun.
Right.
Yeah.
So
That's kind of why I named the episode "Nothing New Under the Sun," right? 'Cause
Right.
This stuff goes all the
Is
way
that
back.
why you said that?
no, I read it earlier. I forgot. I didn't read it this time. But,
Whose
but
turn is it?
that's it. That's why. Because there was sin.
Yeah.
they got themselves into debt, thinking they were going the right way,
It's just a never-ending cycle.
and then the people who they owed money to had the money, had the real power, and they were flexing on them. It's like, hey, this is a brand new country. We can own this whole country now.
Right.
And
We can absorb, we can transfer wealth. I mean, this idea of wealth transfer isn't new, right? I think it's his turn, isn't it?
Is it me?
No,
Oh,
you-
yeah, I just did that one.
You just
Yeah,
did
yeah,
that
yeah.
one,
yeah,
yeah.
go ahead, keep going.
Nope. 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 Nope.
Yeah, yeah. So then you've got, okay, this one, that was kind of understandable. They were trying to raise money to pay off their debt, right? Mm-hmm. But what do you think about, have you heard about the corrupt bargain scandal of 1824?
No.
Did you learn about this?
I haven't learned much about American history.
Mm-hmm.
And I partially blame it on my oldest is doing internet school now instead of me like teaching him because they're homeschooled. But I learned all about world history in school, redoing school. And I haven't done American history, so.
It's a lot of fireworks, bald eagles,
Right?
monster trucks.
So,
Yeah.
so in 1824, the election was in contention. We've heard that before, right? And so John Quincy Adams becomes president after he makes a backroom deal in the House of Representatives to get the presidency, right? No vote counts, no recounts, no nothing. Just flat out corruption. He just made a deal, said I want to be president, and they said okay, and he made a deal with them, and that's what happened. And people were angry about it, but what could they do?
Why would he want to be president? What did he do during his term that changed things?
Nothing that I know of.
Okay.
Probably made a lot of money.
That's got to be it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's usually what it is.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Jenga.
Kind of like Jenga.
Yeah.
Our towers are getting more crooked.
You know, as soon as you get out from here, you don't care about the rest. You're on top. But then you
Yep.
fall the hardest.
Do you think the founders expected this to happen?
No.
Honestly, I think they're like, well, I'm not going to be alive anyway. By the time anybody has to pay for it, you know.
Yeah. I think they had good intentions. The founders did.
The OG.
Yeah, the OG founders, right? The ones that signed the Declaration of Independence, the ones that wrote the Constitution. I think even George Washington, even in this whiskey rebellion we were talking about, his intentions were good. I think what happened was bad, but as president, he really didn't have any control of that, other than I suppose he could have not signed it. But if they had a veto-proof a majority, it wouldn't have mattered one way or the other, right? So, and he had to do what he did. He thought to keep the republic together at this point. That was the whole point of what he did. What do you think they would say about what they see in our government now?
Now I really don't think, I just feel like it's all, and I'm not saying one side or the other, it's because I'm saying everybody in politics. It's all, if you don't do this, I'll release this, or I'll
Right.
do this. It's all bribery, and it's like gangs.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems like mafia
Yeah.
at this point in my life. Scary.
And if
Into,
you
like, the
relinquish your
organized-
power, then you forfeit the ability to save your own hide. And that's why they stay in office as long as they can. Because if, someone else gets in there, they can expose them.
Yeah. It's not my turn.
It's my
his
turn?
turn.
Oh,
Yeah,
shoot.
it's your turn. Yeah.
What? You just look at it and you're done with your turn. I don't get it. Cheater.
I'm telling you, he's one of those guys. I had a buddy just like him, just won everything.
He's that guy.
It didn't matter, whatever
For
you're
sure.
playing, he just won, whatever it was. You could play Risk, you could play poker, you could play, whatever. He
Do
just,
we have time to do Risk one time?
Yeah,
I don't
right.
know.
That'd be the longest podcast ever.
Just like, I wonder if we can make like a shorter version. I have Lord of the Rings
Re-
Risk.
I think I have that too.
Do we have Star Wars Risk? I don't
Oh,
know.
I think I maybe have Lord of the Rings Monopoly.
Yeah, that's a long one. I have Catan, but I feel like we would really have to know, like, I need to go over how to play it again. And that one is like an hour and a half, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But
All
is
right.
it really my turn?
Yes, it's really your turn.
It's getting more and more corrupted. And then it gets top heavy. And then it falls.
Gosh, this was the perfect game for this talk.
So what happened in the corrupt bargain you were asking me was John Quincy Adams became president after he struck a deal with a guy named Henry Clay, who became Secretary of State. Andrew Jackson, who actually won more popular votes and more electoral votes, but yet didn't win the presidency, is the one who named this the corrupt bargain.
Mhm.
So there you
Coin
go.
the phrase.
Huh?
Coin the phrase.
Yeah. Yep. So. His turn, right?
Yeah.
Dang it.
But I mean, oh. Oh no, he found one. No, not fair.
Oh, jeez.
Ay, ay, ay. I'm gonna sit here.
Now it's your turn.
I know, I know it is.
It's not my turn.
Ay, ay, ay. For me.
You just have to find the weakest link and press the
Right.
advantage.
So what's the difference, do you think, between now, corruption now, and corruption back in the day?
Nothing.
Nothing?
I think now it's harder to hide with the internet the way it is. That's why everyone, it's just all coming out. Or it was easier before the internet and in the past to hide, like, to sweep things under the rug. Does that
Right.
make sense?
True, but at the same time, how much misinformation is out there now?
That's true too. Because, like, a lot of things I see online, I'm like, that's AI. I can't
Or
believe anything
just
I
completely
see.
biased
Mm-hmm.
and inaccurate, right?
I can't find
Sorry.
one. I can't find one anywhere. Nope. That didn't work. Nope, that didn't work. The whole thing is spinning right there.
You don't know what to believe, though. That's reality. What was the original question?
What do you think the difference is now between corruption now and corruption back in the day?
It
Well,
was
think
just,
about it. I'll tell you what I think, first of all. The amounts of money are much huger
now. Oh,
now.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, not only in actual dollars, but also in just like percentage of dollars. Think about this. The founders went to war over what? A pittance of a tax that we wouldn't even think about saying, well, a 2% tax. Okay, no problem, whatever. We're worried about sales taxes of coming up at 10% and income taxes at 20%. And you got your state income tax another 7 or 8%. And you can just on and on and on and on to where the government's taking half of our money in one kind of tax or another, right? I guarantee you the founders would have had on would have been putting on bananas and picking up bandanas and picking up muskets long before that happened. Long before.
I don't know what that means, but yeah.
They had a revolution long before that.
Oh.
They'd been, no, we're not, you don't get to have half our money.
Uh-huh.
No, that's just not right, you know? I don't know that I'm gonna be able to do this. Stop moving.
But they do so much for us.
Oh.
Look how many more laws there are now than there was before.
Uh-huh.
And look how many they are allowed to break.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Any of them and all of them, even the worst ones.
Or make new laws that have like hidden agendas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do what you want if you sell us your soul in the fine print.
Why did you do this?
Why can't they just propose one at a time?
Well, because I think it's that Cloward and Piven. You heard of that? Cloward and Piven were a couple of researchers. I don't know the name of the school now at this point, but their theory and what is being used now is this idea of overwhelming systems just by doing so much at one time that the system can't keep up. You can't respond to it. In other words,
How voting is nowadays.
right,
You can't read it all. No one's qualified to vote.
right,
I love when they word stuff as no means yes and yes means no.
yeah.
And I'm like,
So there was Clive and what?
Cloward and Piven.
Cloward and Piven.
Yeah.
Was that like a lawsuit, or was that just
No, it was a couple
research?
of guys at a university that just described this process, and people have been using it ever since. And that was part of what Biden was doing during his presidency, when open the borders, pour on COVID restrictions, pour out money, like we're hemorrhaging money like crazy. All those things, the craziness of his military policies, the way he handled our foreign, encounters, with all the corruption between Ukraine and China and all this thing, just one thing after another, and all the executive orders he poured out. It was just overwhelming. Nobody could keep up.
Yeah.
You couldn't. Every time you turned around, there was something over here, something over there, something over there, and you just pretty soon you're like,
Yeah.
that's Cloward and Piven.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody knows, obviously, that's wrong,
Right.
and it's not. That's what I mean. No one is qualified to vote. No one is. Not even the people who make the laws.
Mm-hmm.
They have to have a team go through these documents when they're proposed.
Yeah.
Like you take page 1 through 976, and you take page 977 to 2020. It's like, how you ever gonna get? And it's basically they filibuster and fill up until there's
Right.
the
Then
real
even
fine print
then,
is hidden.
they deliberately don't release those things until 10 minutes before the vote. Here's your 3,000-page bill. We're going to vote in 10 minutes. And you better vote yes or you better vote no, whatever your leadership says.
or else.
Right? Or else you're not going to get whatever money or supporter whatever that you want.
It's your turn.
He knows that. Thanks, Adam. I appreciate that. So what, if you think about it, what's some of your favorite obscure corruptions that happened back in the day that you can think of? What kind of things happened that you
Favorite?
Yeah, the one that bothers you the most. When I say favorite, the one that you're like, oh, this really frosts me. This really angers me. What they did this or they did that.
Oh gosh, I'm scared. I see that's the fear of saying which one. I don't even know if I can say it. The assassination of a president.
The deletion of a president?
Yes, that, oh, and also the stuff with MLK. That's corruption. Yeah.
Sure. The 60s.
without going into
the
it.
60s was rife with that. If
Yeah.
you think about it.
A lot of things in the 60s. Those are the ones that I've gone on deep dives on, podcasts and stuff. Like,
Tupac.
that's not government, though.
Maybe it is.
What about things like, I mean, when you were in school, did you learn about yellow journalism? Remember learning about yellow journalism?
What is the yellow?
Wag the dog.
When the newspapers would just blatantly lie about things just to get their point across. One of the most famous examples being about the sinking of the Maine. Right? Remember that? The battleship Maine, which sank in Havana Harbor and precipitated the Spanish-American War.
It's my turn.
It is your turn. Yeah.
So they lied about?
Yeah,
Ooh.
they lied about it. It was sunk by accident. It was an accidental explosion in the magazine that blew up and the ship sank, and they blamed the Spanish for it. And we went to war with them, and I mean they were already a weakened empire to begin with, and we took a bunch of their territory. We took the Philippines and a bunch of other places, and fleeced them of a lot of money. No? Nice try.
Anyway, it's just, in my opinion, really messed up things I've heard about what our internal government has done to bribe people and things like that. And that they just get away with it.
Just get away with it.
It proven facts, release, this happened. Like, they just get away with it.
What about things like, I don't know, how we treated the Native Americans? After we made treaties with them, and then just kept changing the. I feel like we're Darth Vader. I've altered the deal.
Yeah.
Pray
I don't alter it any further.
Oh
Right?
my gosh.
Yeah.
It's like Darth Vader could have been president of the United States when he said that, right?
Oh my gosh. Wow. I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight.
Thinking about all this stuff. Yeah. I almost kind of long for the old-fashioned bribery, corruption kind of, mafia gangster stuff. That just
Wait,
it
what
was.
do you mean?
It was kind of honest. I mean, it's think about now what they're doing. We're living in a surveillance state where they're monitoring everything that we do, everywhere we go, everything we touch, everything we buy, and they want to change our money to some digital money that they can turn on or turn off or tell you can only buy this much gas or this much meat or this much whatever. And they're just going to turn your money off if you buy too much. They might turn they could turn your internet off because you've had enough internet for the month.
I mean, the internet thing might be a good thing, but
Well, yeah,
Just
but
kidding.
what about gas?
no. Oh my gosh.
What about meat?
It's gonna turn into the Hunger Games.
Right.
Well, Bill Gates is making fake food now. So have you seen that?
I heard about that. What?
He's
Tell me
making
more.
butter,
Oh, the fake butter. Yeah.
like lab-grown fats,
Yeah.
because we should be taking advantage of the technology we have. I'm sure that's what he eats, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course.
That's a good point. Why can't you guys just lose?
It's gonna fall. That was not gonna work. I thought that would be.
I'll pray that you guys win.
I don't know. That might work. Can't tell. No, Adam's laughing at me. That's no good. Not gonna work. That one's too heavy.
Not gonna do it.
Ah! Oh, I had to try. I had to try. Oh, man. And I think there's other reasons it might be worse now than it was.
I'm just waiting to see this on here.
Stack it back up. Come on. We got time for another game. That was fun.
Oh my gosh.
Are you gonna do it manually?
Actually, can
You're
I
supposed to
go
use the
like
box to stack it? Is that how it works?
Here.
Yeah, I'll just use it to straighten it out, okay? Oh, you can keep talking while I do this.
All right. If you think about it,
Place to put
we're
it.
busier now than we ever were, right?
Or are we?
Well, definitely are. I mean, it's not like we sit around and look at the pond,
Right.
you know, or you know,
We're just constantly
I mean,
taking in
lights are out.
information.
I can't
don't
imagine.
waste the candles. Let's just go to
Yeah.
sleep.
When I think about when I was a kid, you know, I played Little League, but Little League season was just, you know, it was a few weeks long. You know, played football when I was, you know, but again, football season was just a few weeks long. And then you stopped, dude. It ended. But now it seems like parents are just like, they're constantly taking their kids to this or doing that or doing the other thing. It's like the kids can't take care of themselves anymore.
You know what? Well, I grew up in the 90s. My parents didn't put me in anything.
Really?
So I was so bored all the time.
Oh.
So bored. But it's like one thing would be enough, but 20 things would not. We're missing
Right.
one.
And then just this constant, we're working more hours. You know, we're making less money.
Which, if I'm being honest, it's way too much.
Every
The
single
hours.
television show that's ever been on TV is now free to watch,
Right.
basically, nonstop, no
you
commercials,
put a wind up,
anything you want to
strike
binge.
Right.
I do miss going to Blockbuster, though. I'm not gonna lie.
You do.
I don't.
I don't.
Oh, it was so much fun, and then waiting
Arguing
outside.
with people what movie you're gonna get.
Yeah, and then
Or you
waiting
walk through.
for-
It's like going through cable television and like you go through 100 channels and there's nothing to watch.
No, you just watch the TV Guide channel.
Isn't that what? That's what happened at Blockbuster. You go to Blockbuster and you'd walk through the aisles and, you know, back and forth and back and
I
forth and
still
say
do that with Netflix.
and
I'm
say
like,
there's nothing to watch.
I don't know what to watch. There's too much. That's
Imagine
the problem now. Too much to watch.
Waiting forever for Netflix to release a show, and then you go to click it, and it's like, sorry, we're out.
Yeah, that was Blockbuster. Yeah, sorry, don't have that movie today.
You had to rewind tapes like barbarians.
Who does that?
I remember before we got a videotape player, my dad had this video disc player. Did you ever hear of a video disc player?
Was that not Laserdisc?
Not Laserdisc, no. It was an actual
Okay.
video. It was like an LP, but it had video on it.
It was bigger.
It was the size of an LP, like
Okay, yeah.
like this. And he would get them, and he had a video disc player. My dad loved watching these movies. He just loved it. He'd come up with a different movie every night. Didn't matter what it was. He would just go down to the video store, which is right next to the feed store, and he'd come home with some terrible movie.
I hope. Does that look okay? Can you see it?
Yes. Yeah. There we go.
Okay.
But
Do I
you
have to
you
go
had to
first?
flip the movie over halfway through, because half of it was on one side and half of it was on the other, like an LP.
Terrible. Am I first again?
Yep.
Bada bing.
Clunk. Just throws it down. And I think so. We're busier, right? We did, and there's more to do, right? There's more to distract us, right? What else might make it worse today?
Just the amount of information. The amount of information.
The amount of information, yeah. It's like, which story do you follow, right? I know that you and my wife are into a lot of these celebrity trials and things like that, right? And I'm not, that's not my thing, right? I wanna follow, you know, who's gonna get
Wait,
prosecuted.
is it your turn?
No, it was your turn.
Okay.
Now it's your turn.
I just,
Oh,
Nice try, though.
it really depends though.
On what?
The trial.
Oh, the trial.
For me, like I didn't follow,
You didn't follow
I don't
the.
follow all of them. Just certain ones, yeah.
What was the one that my wife was following? It was like, why are you following this? It
Let
was,
me guess, Johnny Depp.
no. That was, at least.
I didn't follow that.
It
That
was,
one I didn't.
I just felt so bad for him, you know, how that all went down. But no, there was one, oh man, it was Richard, not, oh man. Rust was the name of the movie. The Western, and the guy, and the star, Alec Baldwin, shot, you know, there was the
Yeah, I
accident
didn't
on
follow
set.
that. I didn't follow that.
And she followed that one really close, and I couldn't figure out, like, what's the draw on this? I don't know. I'm just really fascinated by this, you know.
I
How
mean,
that all-
I followed like O.J. Simpson.
and the Bronco?
Yeah.
It was easy because it was going so slow.
I mean, the whole,
Better gas mileage.
like, I've done a lot of
More
deep
freedom.
dives on that. Because it was like the first real, like, I don't know.
Televised,
Yeah.
like live action.
Celebrity trial.
Yeah.
Man.
Right.
There's been trials, but like, I guess celebrity trial. Like, there was like,
Right.
what, the Menendez
And it was on
brothers?
TV and
Yeah.
all that stuff. Yeah.
Menendez was huge.
I didn't follow that.
My
but
parents were,
I'm sure
my
they-
mom especially, all over that trial every single time it was on. Why would they put that on TV?
Ratings, money. Somebody made some money on it. Right?
See what I mean? There is a force out there that wants nothing more than to destroy humanity's mind, body, and soul.
For some of us, it's fascinating how how humans work. Like for me, I really loved, like I took sociology in college and I loved that class. And it really breaks down why humans do things they do. And I think that's like somebody like me, I really like to pick that apart and think about that.
So how do you relate that learning with the rules that God put in place?
Well, I would honestly, like now that you mention that and I'm thinking about it, the whole book of the Bible is a deep dive on humans and how they work.
Yeah.
And that's pretty incredible.
It's the answer book
Yeah.
at the end of the textbook. You know?
Yeah.
And
If you really sit and break it down and read it all.
yeah, I mean, like I said, the Ten Commandments. He wanted to build a people, a society.
A civilization, right?
Those rules were there to keep the society together. Can't just have people killing whoever they want to kill, stealing what
Right.
they want to steal. You have to respect and treat each other like you want to be treated if you want to do anything together.
Right.
Otherwise, you won't stay together.
That's weird. It went black for a second.
And I think you're kind of swerving into what I was going to talk about next. Was that is that we're more divided than we've ever been.
Oh, yeah.
You
And
know?
I remember in the 90s, like, I knew people whose parents were married and one was Republican, one was Democrat. That's just an example. You know,
Sure.
like it was okay to have differentiating opinions. Am I saying that right? Oh my gosh, words. Different opinions. That was okay and people talked about it. But now it's like, you have to stand over here and you have to stand over here.
Right.
And what I think started to draw that line is the theory of evolution.
You think so?
And that theory is that it takes millions and billions of years for these changes to come about.
Right.
And so that's why they crammed carbon dating into that box, right? Is so that they could explain their theory that it must take millions of years and millions of years.
Right, millions and billions of years, right?
I was talking to Carla earlier about that. There's only so many artifacts and so many things left on the planet,
Right.
which is evidence, right, of the whole story that happened.
Right.
Now, if you have 2,000 years to fit everything into that puzzle, that's like having all the edges already made.
Right.
And 10,000 years, 6,000 years, you can put the pieces and space them out. You find new evidence underground. Oh, this is what they were thinking over here and doing over there. That goes right here. Find something else, a new artifact, a new tablet, a new scripture. That shifts these pieces until you start to see the order in which everything happened. But if you blast the beginning billions of years into the past, there's no way you could ever start to piece that puzzle together.
Right. That's a fair
It's a
point.
smokescreen. It's a challenge to the biblical teachings. It totally opened up all the opportunities that the enemy would need to divide people. And really, if you think about it, that's kind of where we are. A lot of people say, oh, the right are this way and the left is this way. And so certain groups get clumped together into those sides. And so even if you don't agree with what one side is doing, if your biggest part of your upbringing is clumped in with them, you have to go that way. There's no benefits to having two parties, except for those two parties. They're the ones who are leaning on each other to keep themselves up. You take away the other party, they're just going to, who are the people going to blame? That one party.
Right.
Because they're never going to be doing stuff right. Everything that the left complains about the right, the left does. Everything the right complains about the right does.
Well, that's, well, let me share a scripture with you.
All right.
Let me share a scripture with you that speaks to exactly
It's your turn.
to that, that very thing. This should be every Christian's least favorite scripture. It's from the book of Romans,
Ah, yes.
chapter 2.
If you judge someone, you've done it.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
Romans 2, verse 1. Therefore thou art inexcusable, O man, whosoever thou art that judgest, for wherein thou judgest another, thou condemnest thyself, for thou that judgest doest the same thing. Right? That's exactly what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
If you judge someone else for doing something, it's because you've done that thing yourself.
Yeah, that's how you can identify it.
Right. Yeah. If you're blaming somebody else for something, it's because you've done that thing yourself. The Bible knows. The Bible knows all this stuff about us. Oh man, it's my turn already?
Yep.
Didn't I just go? Man. Oh look, nice. I found a pretty one.
Pretty.
There's something that both parties completely forgot.
What's that?
They are not God. Their plans aren't the best plans. And I think there's a reason that's the first one. The first commandment, you know?
I'm the Lord your God, you have no other gods before me.
Mm-hmm. Because anytime anyone puts themselves in God's position, there's hell to pay.
Oh, for sure. And I think that also plays into our unity.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about it, that was the first commandment. That's what held that nation together, right? Was first and foremost their dedication, their faith, whatever you want to call it, in their God. Right? They weren't scattered worshiping this God or that God or the other God. You know, they didn't favor one over the other. It was the Lord your God, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that's part of what I was saying about, you know, we're divided. Mm-hmm. We're very divided. We're divided between, you know, we're divided in faith. We're divided politically. We're divided spiritually. We're divided morally. Right? All these, and you know, racially, gender, whatever. We're in all these ways. They're just trying to divide us up as many ways as they can, right? Because the further apart they can get us, the weaker we are, the more susceptible we are to whatever it is they're trying to do. Mm-hmm. What do you guys think about RFK Jr. and the stuff he's been doing?
I agree with some of the things I've heard. I was telling everybody about fluoride in the water when it was crazy to say that stuff.
You were saying that in like 2010, 2 years ago.
Well, I mean, what I've read about some of the uses in the world for that substance is Hitler would give it to the people in his prisons to make them all docile and...
Fluoride, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It leads to calcification of the, was it pineal gland?
Mm-hmm. Pineal?
Pineapple?
The pineapple
Tomato,
gland?
tomato? Sure.
I didn't know I had a pineapple gland.
No, but when he was running before he didn't, you know, joined up with Trump, when he was running as, was he a Democrat?
He was a Democrat for a long time. What is it, Kennedy? You know, but he's been on the outs with the family.
I mean, like, I was all for voting for him as president when he was like running, but then that didn't happen. But I liked, you know, the healthy movement. I think that's important.
Well, at least they recognized and acknowledged the issue for which it was formed. That whole thing is...
Red dye. Go ahead.
Well, the fact that autism is so prominent now.
Right.
And there's got to be a reason. Not just it happens, right?
Mm-hmm. I just I mean, if I were to give a kind of an opinion, I worry about all the plastics we put in everything.
Oh, I was reading about microplastics the other day. Oh, how awful that is. Good grief. We're like half plastic.
Yeah, it's kind of scary.
You know? It's like,
oh, why does it have to be my turn?
It's not even that bad.
Oh, yeah, sure, okay.
all right, there you go.
Every block that is placed, it changes the tower.
But honestly, at this point, like, I'm like, I don't even want to look at the news or anything. Like, I have not been paying attention much.
Oh.
I'm so turned off by it with all the bad things happening.
Well, I mean, if I'm being honest, that's better than most shows on TV. You know? And it's as a Christian, it's exciting.
Oh my gosh.
Because, you know, it could be 10,000 years from now, right? That's quickly. But,
Right.
hey, you know, it could happen anytime. He could be coming back. Am I wrong
In a big vessel.
to think, or at least envision, Christ's return in this way? They talk about the new city of Jerusalem descending from the heavens, right? Descending from the sky.
That was close.
Yeah.
In a cube shaped. It's a city that's a cube. It's got 12 levels and it's made of all these different jewels, each floor. It doesn't need to have a sun because it's got light on the inside of it. They don't need to have food because there's a river and on each side of the river are trees that will provide all the fruits you would need, and their leaves will have all the medicines you will
It's like
need.
the Enterprise.
So it's like, okay, so it's a spaceship with lights and power and hydroponics. And I will create a new heaven and a new earth. And you will go there with me. I go now to prepare it for you. And we're like, why would God create all these planets and nothing be there, right? I'm like, maybe that's where we're about to go.
Your voice. Oh my goodness. Yeah, but this big spaceship coming here,
I know,
allegedly.
but the first time he comes, he's coming on a horse,
That's true.
right?
Out of the
He's
clouds.
coming out of the clouds on a horse.
But what is a horse back in the day? The transportation,
Right.
right?
Nimbus cloud.
But I think that
kidding.
the description is pretty good. He's on a horse,
Fire and eyes.
robe dipped in blood, sword in his mouth,
I do
tattoos
love
on his
watching
tattoos on
literal
his thighs.
Like white hair.
tattoos on his thighs. What does that mean?
He has King of Kings and Lord of Lords tattooed on his thigh.
Sounds like tarot cards. King of Kings and Lord of Lords. I'm just trying to imagine what
No.
that translates to today. Like,
That's what it translates to today. There's kings, and then there's the king of all kings.
yeah, but why
There's
were
lords.
they tattoos on his legs?
No, that's not the
This
point.
is going over my head.
Oh.
This is going over my head.
That's him. That's what he is.
I
That's,
know
it's-
that's what he is.
It's like a crown.
Are they metaphors?
Yeah, I don't think he actually has a sword coming out of his mouth. I think it means he's using the word of God.
But what if he literally did? I'm just kidding.
That'd be pretty weird, for sure.
It's your turn.
Be like the old Dune from the 1980s when they were just shooting from his throat, right?
I have to watch that. I always start it and then I fall asleep.
That's the one with
Dune.
the one with Sting, or the new one, or the old one with
The old
Sting.
one. The old
I-
one. I loved the new Dune. I
It-
hated it so much,
It was
but
good,
I loved
except
it.
I hated Zendaya as Chani. I thought her Chani was terrible.
See, I don't
You-
know what.
you ever
I've
read the
never
book?
read the
Okay, you
book,
never read
so
the
I don't
books,
know.
huh?
But I mean, I wear her skin a lot in Fortnite.
Oh, really? I mean, she looked like Chani. I'll give her that. She looked like Chani, but she
Yeah.
did not. And then
Her acting wasn't.
well, and that may
Chani.
be the way she was written in the story too. They changed some of the stuff, obviously to make it more
I've never.
photo,
read it.
make it more.
Hollywood.
Well, just the story itself is a lot of narration, a lot of people's thoughts, people thinking thoughts about things, and there's just long sections of Paul just dreaming about the jihad and the war, and just on and on and on and on. It's fascinating to read, but it wouldn't be something you would be able to film very well, right? And Chani herself is more of a kind of a spirit guide to him rather than a warrior. I mean, all the Fremen are warriors. I mean, that's just their culture. But that's not Chani's thing. She was the mother of his children, right?
Spoiler alert.
So
Is there going to be another one?
well,
I didn't know that.
the next one's Dune Messiah, which would be the next one. Yeah, there's the original series was a trilogy: Dune Messiah, Children of Dune, and I won't spoil it all for you, but.
Because, like, where I ended, he politically married,
I got worms.
He marries Irulan, the
We're
princess.
gonna call it.
princess.
The princess.
And then Chani
and makes himself
looks very upset.
emperor. Right.
Right.
And well, Chani in the book, Chani understands.
Spoiler alert.
She and Irulan have a kind of a relationship because she knows that she's getting Paul. Chani gets Paul. Irulan gets nothing. All she gets to do is be a Paul's wife so that he can be the emperor. That's it. That's all she gets. But it's funny. Almost every chapter of the book starts with Irulan's ruminations about Paul. She journaled about him constantly she journaled about him, and that shows up in the book through the prologues of almost every chapter.
Oh, I wish I could read this, but like I don't think I would have time.
And then
I'm trying to read
what they did to
Shogun.
poor Duncan, Idaho.
Who is Duncan, Idaho?
Duncan, did I say that right?
What did you say?
Duncan, Idaho. That was Jason Momoa's character.
Oh, did he die?
I'm not gonna tell
I
you.
can't even remember.
Spoiler alert.
I can't remember.
Even though you've watched it already.
I know I did. I thought he died.
Yes, he dies.
Yeah, I thought he did. Okay. It is someone else's turn because I'm the middle.
I just
one.
went.
You just went. It's
Oh, so it's
Peter's
my
turn.
turn.
Yes. I just really, really love the story.
It's a great story, and you got to read the book.
How many pages is this?
It's many.
I am reading Shogun, and I am only 3%
Oh, that
into
book is
it.
so good.
Did you read it?
Oh, I've read the
Yeah.
book like 5 times probably.
Really?
Love that book.
Yeah, I'm still on the ship in the
I
beginning.
read the first half
You should
twice.
read all of James Clavell. You should start with Shogun, and then you should go through
Taipan.
Taipan, and then King Rat, and you should read them all. They're just awesome.
It's just so, like, when I start reading, I get super tired, and then I fall asleep for
And
like
then the
20
last
minutes,
one
and
is,
then I can't sleep.
Oh, what's the one where they're he's writing about Hong Kong. Oh. It's 2-book series. Oh man, I can't even think of it. I'll have to think of it. But
Did you watch the Hulu series?
yeah,
It was incredible.
Yeah, it was
that
really
was
good.
really good.
I thought it actually was better than the one that they made back in the '80s with Richard Chamberlain.
Oh yeah, we talked about that the other day.
Yeah. Oof. The Richard Chamberlain one really focused a lot on the love story between. I tried that one last time, didn't I? I almost pulled the thing over.
Maria. I don't remember
Between
her.
Mariko and Anji-san. And it's important in the book, but it's not as important as it was in the original miniseries.
But in real life, the guy that he wrote it after did take on a Japanese wife. and have
Yes.
kids. But also had a wife in England.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm just like, you're stuck in Japan for years. Like, what are you supposed to do?
Commit seppuku.
Oh my gosh.
Just
Oh
kidding.
my goodness. JK.
That's what they did.
I know that's.
Maybe I won't lose this time.
Maybe you will. I'm just joking. Oop.
And I think the other thing that makes things worse now is that we're a way less spiritual people.
Yeah.
So when you talk about the enemy, we're way more vulnerable.
It's coming back though.
I think you're right.
There's a revival.
Oh, man. All right. So, I think we've had a pretty good conversation today. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, let me ask one more question before we wrap this up.
Okay.
What's one recent policy or event you can think of that made you think this is not how America's supposed to be?
9/11.
You're going to go all the way back to 9/11, huh?
Well, for me, it was like the other day.
Really?
I remember it. I was there. I watched the second one live, fly into it.
Uh-huh.
And I remember my thoughts very specifically. Someone blew up that building. I mean, I saw the plane, but that wasn't what I saw.
Really?
Someone demolished that building. That's how they go down
Uh-huh.
when you demolish them.
Yeah, that kind of straight down.
But you're talking recently.
Oh, no, it's whatever.
just
I said recent, but I mean, 9/11 is recent enough, I think. It definitely is. There was a series I watched years ago. It was by, I can't even think of the guy's name, James something. It was called The Day the Universe Changed. If you can find it on YouTube or whatever, you should watch it. I mean, he's a historian. He also he did another series called Connections, where he would just go back through history and connect inventions from the past to the present, and he did it with 7 specific inventions through the series to kind of show how our world ended up where it is now. Really good. What was that guy's name? James. I'll look it up later. But he did another series called The Day the Universe Changed, about a time when something happened that made everything change. Like all of a sudden, people looked at the world differently.
Is that
And 9/11 was definitely one of those days.
yeah, that everything changed, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that,
And so, yeah, definitely,
yeah.
and there are a lot of
It was a
conspiracy
different
theories
world.
that go around that.
It was like,
And for the
Yeah.
the 10 years following, it was the dominant factor of everybody's like,
Sure, even longer than that. I mean, because
Yeah.
we look at how many trillions of dollars we spent going to war.
it was the end of privacy
Yeah,
online.
and look at now how different it is.
Mm-hmm.
Overnight, it seems like everybody that we were so afraid of overseas, now we're defending.
right.
And why are they defending them when they would destroy them on sight? And how are they falling for this dogma?
What about you, Carla?
A specific.
A recent policy or event that made you think
Policy or event.
that's not what America's supposed to be?
I would say 9/11.
I think the most recent was the rise of Skywalker.
I mean, yeah, that was a pretty awful film, and it changed Star Wars. Like, can we just pretend that didn't happen?
Well, we need to pretend everything that after the Clone Wars really didn't happen or
The
attack.
Clone Wars was incredible.
That was
the
awesome.
cartoon.
Yeah.
You watched the cartoon?
Oh, for sure.
Oh, it was so
I used
good.
when I worked overnight at Walmart, right? We would get an hour for lunch. I hated sitting there. So my wife hated this. I'd jump in my car, I'd drive down here as fast as I could, right? And I'd get in the office and I would watch an episode of Clone Wars, eat my dinner,
Really?
and then drive back as
I
fast
didn't
as I
know you
could.
liked Star Wars like that.
I love Star Wars.
Really?
Yeah, but I didn't even know about the Clone Wars. I mean, I'd known it was on, but I never really watched it.
Yeah.
And then I watched an episode, I'm like, this is really good.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really grown up, it was really mature.
Yeah,
It
that's
redeems.
when I realized how much I like it. I was like, this is for adults.
Yeah, it was, and
Yeah.
but it was fast. I mean, it got in and out. You were in and out in half an hour or less with the episode, and it told a really good story. But it was serialized enough to where you had to follow along, but it wasn't so serialized you couldn't just pick up an episode here and there and watch it.
Right.
But man, watching the relationship between Obi-Wan and Anakin,
Yeah.
the way,
And Ahsoka.
and then Ahsoka coming along later on, when Anakin took her on as his Padawan, was just amazing. But
Yeah.
now you got to go down a different
Yeah.
a different level.
They
No,
redeemed that movie arc, or like the episode
prequels.
1, 2, and 3. They redeemed that with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they made you care about it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made Order. It really made Order 66 hit way harder
Yeah.
after you watch
Oh,
Clone
it was
Wars,
so emotional
and then
after
you watch
watching
Order.
that
Then you
last
watch
one.
that with Order 66, and also those clones just turn on those guys that
Oh,
they fought side by side with for all those times. And you
Yeah.
think about General Kenobi and General Skywalker and the whole
Cody
thing.
and Rex.
Yeah.
Actually, Rex got away.
So yeah.
Rebels was good too. I don't know if you watched
Yeah,
that.
really.
Rebels.
It's the same.
Yeah, I'll probably watch
And,
it at some point.
and it's phenomenal too. Did you watch Ahsoka, the new show?
No.
Okay, watch Rebels first.
Yeah, watch Rebels first.
Definitely. Otherwise, you won't.
You'd be lost.
Okay.
You will regret it if you
Really?
don't watch
I think
Rebels
the-
first.
A lot of
I didn't even
people
watch
did that.
I don't think I've even watched the second season of Mandalorian. Is that the one? Which one ends with Luke at the end? Is that the second season?
Yeah.
So I watched that one. So I didn't watch the third season then.
Okay.
So I watched the first 2 seasons.
Did you watch Book of Boba Fett?
I did.
Okay.
It was weak. I hated when
I
they did
en-
the
That's
Boba.
all right.
The reason I enjoyed it so much is because I can tell that the people who are making those two shows played Star Wars Galaxies.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
they
That was an
pull so
experience.
much from there.
I just didn't like the way they handled Boba Fett as a character. I thought he's supposed to be this, this ruthless bounty hunter, mercenary guy, and they kind of made him into like a grandpa, a tough grandpa character.
I know, right?
I'm like, and that wasn't. I didn't feel that.
There was other stuff though that.
But there were parts of it that I liked. I mean, it wasn't a bad show. I enjoyed watching it. It's just like, the Kenobi show was terrible.
Yeah.
I didn't like that at all. I did.
It should have been.
They kind of
A
just
lot
shot up the
better.
lore big time with
Yeah.
having him involved with Leia and all that stuff. They're like, oh, come on.
Yeah, it was weird.
That didn't make any sense at all.
It made a little bit of sense, whereas like she knew that she has to get to Ben Kenobi.
Right, yeah, so she knew who he was, right? Yeah, but the way they had adventure together like that, you'd remember that.
Yeah.
Right.
You'd remember a lot more about that than just, there's this guy, Ben Kenobi, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think for me, maybe the one that I looked at and said, this is not how America's supposed to be, was what they did to the J6, the people they locked up for J6. How they just put them away, no due process, no
The
speedy
whole
trial.
scenario in
You know,
general,
just-
the whole thing.
Those people were in jail for years and years and years with no representation, no trial, no convictions, nothing at all. And yet they had other people who they knew who they were, that they just let go because they were part of the plan. Right? The co-conspirators were part of the plan. Yet they got nothing. And then you got Grandma, who was at the Capitol that day to support Trump, and kind of got caught up in the flow of things and ended up at the Capitol, and then she's arrested and thrown in jail.
Scary.
That's not how America's supposed to be. No, not at all. That's not how justice is supposed to be. Not like that. And then the lawfare. I think the lawfare is the other thing that really, really, really bothers me.
What's the lawfare?
Lawfare is when they come after you, just with whatever they can think of, just to make you defend yourself. And then you end up broke. Because you have to pay for the lawyers, you have to pay for the travel, you have to pay to defend yourself. And so even if you come out not guilty, you still lost everything.
Yeah.
Well, it's called lawfare.
Terrifying.
It's terrible. Yeah. So, all right. So, corruption has always been here. You can agree with that, right? You tell me saw that. I mean, Solomon himself said, "There's nothing new under the sun." Right? Look, here's the same thing that we looked at before. But I think today we're seeing things that might be worse because we drifted so far from the truth. At least back in the day when the country was closer to God and closer to more spiritual, we were closer to the truth. Some of these things probably couldn't have happened the way they're happening now, especially our taxes and things like that, right? We've kind of traded away God's standard for our own standard. We're too busy to really pay much attention as a people. Even you said you're tired of this, right?
Yeah.
Cloward and Piven
I'm just like
just coming after us.
do something else.
It's so overwhelming. You don't even want to think about it. And then you let your guard down, and the enemy just walks right in. And that's
Yeah.
kind of where we're at now, right?
True.
And we're called as believers to be salt and light in this kind of world, and we really can't afford to give into this fatigue. And I think one of the things that we're doing by having this podcast is really kind of standing up for that. Maybe at least starting to, to shine some light on these things, to be truth tellers to a culture that really sometimes prefers lies.
Yeah.
What are you guys' final thoughts on this?
Gonna pray about it. About less corruption. And also, I'm really wanting to.
Luke never would have killed a Padawan.
But no, like you really got me thinking about, because I love sociology, and I'm like, I really need to study my Bible more. And go on a deep dive on a lot of things, especially in the Old Testament. David specifically.
So, I guess my last question would be, and this is kind of a yes or no question. I don't usually ask them, but I think in this case it's it's apt. Have we accepted this corruption as just the way it is?
Yes.
Yeah,
And yeah, and that's scary to me.
yeah.
It's like, it's just the way it is. You know,
Wait till the
we
mark comes
expect
out.
it.
Are we gonna be like, well, that's the way it is?
You know.
That's what's scary.
We need to figure out a way to be a light in whatever our sphere of influence is, even if it's just right here in Alberta, you know, in our own families, our own church. You know, we have to do that, and that's what we're doing, I think, with this podcast. Amen.
Amen.
All right, next time. Yay. Next time, we're going to go deeper into the roots of this corruption, and we're going to ask some even harder questions. Oh, yeah, I got harder questions coming. We're going to look at how anti-constitutional policies and overreach have been eroding our freedoms. Because of all the things that we've lost, I think our loss of freedom, our loss of liberty may be the most important, because the more liberty and the more freedom we lose, the harder it is for us to get it back, right? And we need to look at how the church is going to respond to that. So next week, the erosion of liberty. Be here and don't miss it. Until then, I'm Peter, this is Adam and Carla for Underground Pulpit. God bless and good night.
Good night.
I got trouble like you ain't never seen. I must have a million enemies. They're on their way to come and kill me tonight, but the Lord is coming soon. Oh my mind. All my life I ain't done no good, till a preacher's wife told me what I should. She said, repent your sins, and when I asked her why, she said, the Lord is coming soon. Oh my, the Lord is coming soon. Oh my, the Lord is coming soon. Oh my, she said, repent your sins, and when I asked her why, she said, the Lord is coming soon. Oh my. Sit right down and I will tell the tale of how the walls in Jericho did fail. They gathered around it and let out this cry. They said the Lord is coming soon. Oh my, he's the pillar of fire, consuming everything. The one that Moses followed through the raging sea. Singing Pharaoh's men, they are close behind, but the Lord is coming soon. Oh my, the Lord is coming soon. Oh my, the Lord is coming soon. Oh my, singing Pharaoh's men, they are close behind, but the Lord is coming soon. Oh my. Coming soon, oh my, the Lord is coming soon, oh my. Pharaoh's men, they are close behind, but the Lord is coming soon, oh my. Lord is coming soon, oh my, the Lord is coming soon, oh my. She said, repent your sins, and when I asked her why, she said, the Lord is coming soon.